Good morning. We're going to be talking about parts of a plant, and we're going to be looking at the different parts of a plant. I know we've talked about them before and we've seen videos, but today we're going to just look at the parts of a plant that I want you to be focusing on at this time. So one of the parts of a plant that I want you to look at is first, what is a plant? What are the parts of a plant? And so here are some things we're going to look at. The ways that the plants are alike. Most of the plants that we will look at will start from seeds. They will have roots. The plants will have stems. The plants will have leaves. All plants need water and light, even if they don't need the same amount of water and light. All plants need some amounts of water and some amounts of light. Plants make their own food through photosynthesis, which we talked about how they get to that process of photosynthesis from the sun making their food in the leaves. And all plants give us oxygen. So let's look at this plant before we even get into anything. You should be able to recognize some of the parts of the plant that you see on the right side of your screen. And you should be able to quickly figure out where the roots are. You should recognize what's a leaf. And then, of course, you should see a stem. So what are the basic parts of a plant? So first, we see leaves. If you look on the right side of your screen, you'll see leaves. The leaves are really important because that's where the plant makes its food. If you look at the bottom where the roots are, that's a really important part of the plant because that's how it gets the nutrients up to the plant. So the nutrients come from the bottom in the roots from the soil, and it goes up through the stem to the leaves. So every part of the plant has its job. Then we have the stem, which of course holds the plant up, but it also helps to transport nutrients to the leaves so the leaves can make the food. So the plant is in soil. The soil is what gathers all the nutrients. It gets all the water. The roots take the nutrients and help it to absorb into the roots to take up to the stem. The stem helps carry or transport those nutrients to the leaves, and the leaves make the food and send it back down the stem to the other parts of the plant. So you look on the left and you will see a chart, and it'll say roots, stems, and leaves, and it'll show you here, it says that the roots are hidden underground, they hold the plant steady, and they suck up water and nutrients. So we just talked about that. Then we see that stems support the plant and they carry nutrients up and down the plant. Next, we see the leaves. They are the food factories. They make the food. They also let air in. They let water in. They catch sunlight for photosynthesis. They're also the part that we most are familiar with getting oxygen from. So let's look at different types of plants and different parts of the plant here. So here we see there are flowers, and you're very familiar with seeing plants with flowers. Next, you have fruit like strawberries and oranges, limes. In the food forest at the school, we have limes on one of the trees. And next, of course, seeds. You're familiar with when you eat fruit, there's a seed. Like when you eat a mango, there's a seed. Avocado, there's a seed. Watermelon, there's a seed. Dragon fruit, there's a seed. And also in kiwi. So when you eat fruit, the way you know it's fruit is there's a seed inside. So now on the left side of your screen, you see a chart again. And the chart is going to explain so that you can remember what the parts of the plant are. So the flower attracts pollinators like bees. Bees stick on one flower, and then it goes over to another flower and drops off some of that pollen that it collected from the first flower on the second flower. And it keeps on doing that so that they pollinate these flowers so they can make new flowers. Flowers also make seeds that will grow into new plants. Fruit. Fruit protects the developing seed. So the fruit that you enjoy is great, but the purpose of the fruit is to protect the seed. So the seeds inside the watermelon are protected by the delicious fruit that you eat. Seeds are little cases that hold a baby plant. So each seed is a baby plant. And they have a lot of nutrition and they're really good for you. So some seeds you can eat and some seeds are a little bit harder to eat. But they won't harm you if you eat a seed. They are just baby plants inside, but they also are nutritious because that's how the plant is able to grow from a seed into a plant, is the nutrients from that seed then help it grow until it's big enough to start growing roots and start the process all over again. So now you're ready to go ahead and start looking at and drawing your plant that you may want to draw in order to receive additional points to show that you know the parts of a plant. The assignment is simple: to draw a plant and to label the parts. Upload it on Class Dojo and you'll get extra credit. I'll see you guys in the next video.